Hey guys, Michael here from Black Bull Fitness and welcome to my YouTube debut. So for my first video guys, I'm going to be going over a little bit about my background, just short and sharp, just so you can put yourself in my shoes and see why I think the way that I do about training. And most importantly, we're going to cover off on getting you back into your training, back into the gym, whether it's training from home or a gym environment, or getting into it for the first time and how to set yourself up for the greatest success. So let's get into it. So a bit about my background guys, just so you can sort of put yourself in my shoes and try and think the way that I think about fitness as a whole. When I graduated high school, I went straight into the army. So when I was 17, my goal from pretty much that point forward was I wanted to become a sniper. So in my 6 years, I did 2 years, one to East Timor, one to Afghanistan, ended up in recon 4 years in, and then I spent my last 2 years qualified in the sniper cell. From there, I got out of the army because I was a bit sick of being away all the time. And funny enough, getting out of the army as an infantry soldier, you don't have many qualifications, so I ended up back in Afghanistan 6 months later, doing private security for another 4 years. So pretty much the context of my background guys is I've always kind of been expected to be as fit and as strong as humanly possible to just get the job done and basically hold yourself at a high standard, so when in the worst case scenario anything went down, I had the best chance of getting the job done, survival, take your pick. From there, in the last little bit of me doing my private security stuff, that's when I got all my qualifications for this fitness thing, and I've been a coach for the last 6 to 7 years. So yeah, a bit about myself. Alrighty guys, the important one. So getting into your training for the first time or returning to training after a little while. So the first thing I always sort of ask people to do is lay yourself out a plan, right? You need to know what to expect if you stand any chance at achieving your goals. So first one being, get a goal. Whether it's building muscle, getting more cardio fit, losing weight, doesn't matter. Just have an end state plan to what you're trying to achieve in the gym. From there guys, realistic expectations when it comes to your training. So we all have lives, so you got to plan your training around it. So are you going to be able to spend 5 days a week in the gym? 3 days? How long can you spend in the gym? Do you have kids that you got to get home to, meal prep, all that sort of stuff? Make sure whatever you choose, you can do it every single week, because ultimately what's going to get you to your goal is your consistency. So how many days a week can you train, and how many hours in the gym can you spend? So the next one guys is training structure. Super, super important. So one of the first things I always say to people when they're first getting into their training is my biggest fear in the gym is essentially wasting my time. And make no mistake, it is a real thing. You can absolutely spend an hour and a half in there 5 days a week and achieve nothing. So make sure you have a plan. Make sure your training structure is good. So whether you're writing something yourself that you know that works because you've been there before and you know what you're doing, or go and get yourself a coach. Someone that you trust, someone you know is going to have your best interests at heart, and you know just from their experience that if you do what they say to do, you're absolutely going to wind up achieving your goals on the other end. So yeah, make sure you have a training structure guys. Ultimately too, something that you really enjoy doing. If you hate every minute that you're in the gym, it's falling back into that category of it's unmaintainable, it's unachievable, and you're not going to achieve your goals. So yeah, make sure that training structure is there and something you can keep working on. So just wrapping up with a couple of things guys, trying to keep this video as short as possible. 2 things to finish on was your nutrition. Absolutely make sure you've got some sort of a plan in mind with that. Like if, for example, you're not eating enough protein and your goals are building muscle, you are very quickly gonna find you get to a plateau and you'll struggle to push past that. You'll be wondering what's going on, working hard in the gym and just getting nowhere. Like I said before, getting in there and sort of wasting your time is a very real problem, and I see a lot of people week to week that have kind of been in there for hours and have achieved nothing. So make sure you're not one of them. The final one is your output. So what I tell a lot of people is, say you've set yourself up for 3 days, and you only get 2 of those days done, just the following week, make sure you do not skip that same day that you skipped that first week. You always want to be building your body up together, not just focusing on your front side or your back side or just your legs. Make sure you're always working on everything together, growing everything together. So if you are going to miss that one day, make sure the following week you don't miss it. And also your time in the gym. Say you've had a really rough day at work and you want to skip the day, just try and get in there, and say you've only got 5 things to work through, just do 3 of them. And funny enough, more often than not, you'll find that you'll get in there only intending to do 3 because you've had a rough day, and you'll do all 5 anyway. So yeah, if you've got any questions, queries, flick them in a comment down the bottom. This YouTube debut of mine, I guess the more successful it is, the more you guys enjoy watching these videos, the more I'll make. Otherwise I'll probably, very quickly stop. But yeah, hope you enjoy the video. See you around. So realistic expectations, days of the week, how many hours in the gym, how much time in the gym, and I'm gonna do this all over again because I'm yapping.